look, I have the late shift today. I have to put the kids on the bus day. So it's daylight when I'm recording this, and because it's rainy, cars are acting like they don't know how to drive. So I'm doing about 14 miles per hour. So let's get on into this. I'm the Black Opinionated Woman, also known as a Bo. For those of you who are new to my channel, I just wanted to just circle back to the um, Coach Primetime situation. So they were like handled this weekend by Oregon, and you have all the naysayers were coming out, and it's like you have the people who weren't really with him, right? All of a sudden they're getting off the wagon, they're getting off that train. You've got the people who are rooting to self-hate, of course. Then of course you have like those who just don't like the fact that he's getting attention. Some of it is rooted in jealousy, and maybe some of it might be rooted in racism, maybe a little bit of both. Who knows? I think a lot of it is like it's that good old boy network, right? And he is bucking the system. But because there are so many haters out there, I feel like I've like dug in more. And it's not so much that I'm a Colorado fan, but he is now turning me into a Colorado fan, even though I have my other school that I root for. Um, what people are not understanding is we're liking the fact that look, everyone gets to root for whoever they want. Everyone gets to celebrate however they want. Everyone gets to throw money behind whatever it is that they want. And I think people are just really irritated because he just has a way of capturing everyone's imaginations, everyone's attention, grabbing everyone's dollar, whatever. He gives you all the sound bites and clickbaits and stuff like that. But I think people mistake his way for meaning that he's not serious. You can't sit there and say that he's not serious when he has proven that he's been serious his entire life. He has won at every possible level. He's won at, he has coached at every possible level. You can't say he's not serious about football or baseball when he put in the work and he won. You see the clips of what he's done in the past. I remember when I would watch him years ago, I didn't really know who he was, but I just remember that was the guy that does the dance. Like, I didn't know his name, but like he always captured my attention. I didn't realize who he was then because I wasn't really into football then. Now, here we go. 2 or 3 years ago, I was at work working with a buddy of mine. He's a big Tennessee Balls fan. Like, okay, so I guess he happens to be white, but he's a hardcore Tennessee fan. He's one of those people who hates schools just because he's just a really big college football fan, and he likes some schools, but he's a Tennessee fan, has been a Tennessee fan even when they take an L and all this other stuff. He's a fan. He loves college football. He was the one that got me into watching college football a couple years ago. So whatever I say, take with a grain of salt because I am not an expert. I don't know all of the like. I'm still learning which websites to read. Like, what was it like? The Blank of the South. I forgot what that website is already. I can never remember. He's like, now, if you want to know about the SEC, this is the site to go to. They're going to give you everything. He was telling me about how I got my master's from OU, even though I was overseas, but they flew all of the professors overseas. So Oklahoma University is one of my alma maters. And so, yeah, he was like, oh, my goodness, you don't know? Like, you in Texas are going to the SEC. So I'm just giving you some background into why I am into this college football thing. It started 2 or 3 years ago. I even started buying gear. But let me tell you, since Coach Prime Time was at Jackson State, I didn't know a whole lot, but I was kind of like watching the Jackson State situation, and I was like rooting for them, right? And I was like, wow, they're doing great. I don't know what this means. Does this mean they're good? I don't know how this acts up. I don't know how this compares. I was still new, but nevertheless, I was like, he could probably coach anywhere because he's just that kind of guy. Not knowing what I was saying, by the way. I was thinking, oh, once his son is done, he's going to probably try to get into the NFL and then maybe he'll be done with coaching. I don't know. But here we are. We're sitting here in Colorado, and now let me tell you, I actually went out and bought a couple of things this morning. I was actually on TikTok, actually. And I bought a couple of things like a little jacket, not jacket, like my son, in case he wants to wear it. If not, then I'll wear it. Like a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, but I like the sayings like I ain't hard to find and stuff like that. Because my thing was, it's like, even though it supports the program or whoever it was that was selling it, but just the meaning around it. And I figured, hey, you want to have something like that because it'll be memorabilia, I think, in the future. But the reason why I did it, because I was like, you know what? Hey, I'm not like falling off now just because he took a loss, and he's going to take some more losses. But I just find it interesting that you have all these people who are out here who have so much to say. The clicks and views comment thing has gone viral. I got it from Dan Lanning. And honestly, that was the best thing he could have done, was to get his name out there in his program. So, and actually, he now is doing it for clicks and views. But nevertheless, like I said, there's a lot of people now who want to jump off the train because, you know, when it's bad, people don't want to be a part of it, right? Like they want to get they don't, they want to disassociate. Look, for those of you who know, I wear a Giants lanyard. I've been wearing it for I don't know how many years, decades. Well, I don't know. Well, not this particular one because the other one broke. But um, I'm one of those people. Like, if I like a team, I like a team, even when they're bad. And the Giants have had some good years, and they've had some just awful years. So with this whole Colorado Buffaloes and Deion Sanders, Coach Prime situation, I just feel like a lot of people now, all of a sudden, it's like they want to distance themselves. It was great on the ride up, and I'm just kind of like, you know what, I'm really excited for what he's going to continue to do, not just for the program but for college football. I think he's bringing excitement back to college football. I think he's making it interesting. And not only that, because of the way the landscape of college football or just college sports is going right now with NIL, the transfer portals, it's just going to benefit so many people. There's going to be so many opportunities. I like how he's helping these young men to promote themselves, not just the university benefiting from it, but the young players. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to circle back to that because, so many people have something negative to say, and you have all these people teaming up to coach against him, and I just kind of feel like, I forgot what that quote is, but when the Bible talks about God knows how to make a footstep out of your enemies, he'll use your enemies as a footstool. What is it? I gotta look that up. He'll use your enemies as a footstep or a footstool or something like that. Okay, so the way I see it is, he said it perfectly. Get me now, because this is the worst we're gonna be. I was really like here for that comment. I was here for all of it, really. And to be honest, like, it is what it is. They took a butt whooping. You just have to own it. I don't care if people are mocking, the kid, like, oh, is this door when he does this with his wrist and, he shows his watch. I'm like, I look at it as imitation is the highest form of flattery. It really is. Because look, they could have come up with their own thing. What are you going to come up with for Oregon Ducks? And I'm going to be honest, I don't really have anything against the people of Oregon. I just feel like I have not been to Oregon. I've been to California, a couple places in California, and I've been to Washington State, like Seattle primarily. And I'm just like, I'm not a big fan of the West Coast. California is beautiful, by the way. The West Coast is beautiful, by the way. I have no interest in living on the West Coast. I'm an East Coast gal. I could probably live on the Southern Coast, but like, there's not much culture out there in Washington. I had no interest. I was out there in Washington State, and I was like, when do I go home? It's beautiful, but I don't know. It's just not for me, and I have other reasons why. I was just like, ugh, I don't know. So with that being said, I don't know what there is to celebrate that on the West Coast. Yes, I'm being petty. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, but there's no interest in me ever like spending any real time out there on the West Coast. So I don't know if there is to celebrate. I don't know, but you got to do something to get people to go to these schools. You have to get people to want to go there. So anyway, a little bit of a ramble, but I just wanted to say, look, I'm actually here to support Coach Prime because, number one, it's bigger than Colorado. It's about him getting the opportunity and giving other people the opportunity and growing these young boys into men and helping to promote these young men. There's so much that goes into it, and you just want to see him be successful. And success can be measured in a multitude of ways. But I just wanted him to be successful. And why does he have to do it the way everybody else has done it? He can do it his own way. So that's where I'm at with it. So for everybody else who's got all these comments about like, are you even watching? Oh, we're definitely watching, and I'll watch again this weekend as long as it doesn't conflict with other things I have going on. I want to see. I want to watch the rise, whether it's the slow burn or whether it's meteoric. I want to see the rise. I want to see him get his flowers. I want to see these young men succeed, and I want to see how they work through this kind of adversity. And I want them to be the blueprint on how to handle when the media is for you, and then when everyone wants to clown you too. I want to see it all. Like I think it's going to be a great like I think he's doing a documentary. I think it's going to be a great documentary. I am like really here for it. So it is what it is. People can be in their feelings. Do I have to turn here? I always miss this turn. I'm taking the back way into work because it's raining and I don't want to sit in traffic. I'm here for all of it. But all right, let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment